We are back for the Wynford part of the show on Facebook Live. I'm Davey Jones from WQEL. Our show brought to you in part tonight by Doug Lutholt and the Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology. Coach Tim Plumley, Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation. Matt Studer, Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Kia, a mile east of the Richland Mall. Rob Lust, Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion. John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein, and everybody at Bucyrus Blade, serving worldwide markets since 1951. And Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe, South Poplar Street at West Warren, Bucyrus. We are privileged now to talk to Coach Gabe Helbert and the victorious Wynford Royals, who defeated Pleasant 23-6. A kind of a rematch of an old NCC rivalry. Pleasant over the years, especially the last 10 years, just every year in the playoffs, one of the best teams in the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference. And they had some things that went well for them, and some other things that didn't go so well for them. They actually outgained Wynford in total offense, but your special teams did a great job in forcing fumbles and turnovers and even an interception, and thus the 23-6 victory. If you'd taken a look at the statistics, I don't think most people would have thought that that win would have been 23-6, or much closer.
You know, I think that when you look at the outcomes of football games, a lot of times it's going to be determined by the turnover margin. It's going to be determined by explosive plays, and really we held the advantage in that. You know, and with that we were able to win very ugly. You know, offensively we didn't execute like we'd like to. And, you know, it's a credit Pleasant defensively that they caused problems to our pass protection as well as our run blocking. And you know, we got to get better on that side of the ball. But I thought our kids were very resilient. I thought they did a great job handling adversity. We got down early, struggled early offensively, but our defense continued to play. I thought they ran to the ball extremely well. I thought they were very physical at the point of attack. And again, the special teams were the difference. We had an explosive play coming out of the half with the kickoff return. They really helped us a ton. We tried to put pressure on their punt team, and we were fortunate to get 8 points off the punt team as well with the fumble recovery in the end zone as well as the safety. So, you know, so you can't count on those things week to week, but on Friday night we were fortunate to have those things happen.
Coach, you had a rain delay as well, lightning delay as well. Both teams had to play on the same field. Both teams had the issues of the ball being wet. You seem to be able to take care of the ball a little bit better. Maybe they had some bad breaks and bad luck, but you took advantage of that, and kudos to you guys.
Well, thank you. You know, that happens on a Friday night from time to time, and it certainly happened this past Friday. And again, I was happy with our kids, the resiliency that they showed. I thought that they had some fight. You know, I saw some improvements on the defensive side of the ball. You know, I was really happy with the effort of the kids for 48 minutes, and you know, to leave with a victory over Pleasant, it's a big deal to us. It's a rivalry. We scrimmaged them for a number of years. You know, the previous coach, Aaron Cook, did a phenomenal job building a great program there after Coach Coobs, and we have a tremendous amount of respect for Pleasant and what they've done in their football history. You know, it's an amazing program that has 3 state titles, and we were certainly honored to play them.
All right. Pleasant got off to a quick start in this football game. They took the opening drive, 77 yards in 13 plays. Talk to me a little bit about that.
They converted a couple big third downs in that drive, and you know, again, it was kind of how are our kids going to respond, and to really hold them scoreless, and not only hold them scoreless, but make a lot of key plays throughout the rest of the game was important. You know, they did some nice things on that first drive that we made adjustments to. And
I was going to say, what did you learn from that first drive? I mean,
yeah,
obviously made some adjustments.
You know, we had to try to get more people into the box. We had to rally to the football better. We had to defend the flat better, and we did that after that first drive. And again, the kids were able to make those adjustments very quickly, and they did a great job.
Then we get the safety in the second quarter. Talk to me a little bit about that play.
Again, it was just a miscue on their punt. You know, we thought, you know, just through film study that we could get pressure on the punt. You know, they had some snap issues, and unfortunately they did twice against us from a special team standpoint, because it allowed us to maybe just capture a little bit of momentum.
All right. Then Pleasant fumbled the ball on their 28. You folks take that and drive it in from the 1 yard line. Your quarterback, Cody Allen, with the 1 yard touchdown run. And from that point, Wynford had never looked back.
You know, it was our defense that created a turnover. You know, we forced a fumble on that. Got a I think it was Brian Crabtree that made a great hit on the ball as well as Skylor Lohr to pop that fumble out. That might have been later in the game too. I think that could have been actually on the third down. Or the
You guys remember how that happened, didn't you? Well, when I get to you, you're going to tell me exactly, okay?
But it was one of those things where we were very, very inconsistent offensively, and we had to find a way to win. And we were able to punch it in offensively, but other than that, we didn't do a whole lot offensively. It might have been one of the most inconsistent performances we've ever had in a win. But hey, we got out of there with a win, which is the most important thing.
You did us 100% right. Then to start off the second half, the electric lights go on. Talk to me about the second half kickoff return.
Again, football comes down to turnovers, explosive plays, and we were fortunate to make an explosive play coming right out of the half. James Schieffer did a great job fielding the kick, and really just hit the center of our wall, turned on the jets and outran some people. And just again, it was a huge explosive play. It allowed a struggling offense to breathe a little bit. It gave us momentum, and really, I think it made our defense kind of more confident as well, moving into that second half.
All right. So you're ahead 16-6 at that point, and then in the fourth quarter, Blake Beckley, is that?
Yep.
Recovers a punt in the end zone, recovers a fumbled punt in the end zone, and Appleby with a PAT, and you guys are winning this ball game 23-7. So at that point in time, are you able to breathe a little easier, Coach?
Well, at this point in time, we haven't really been able to breathe really easy the whole time. It's a continued, it's a work in progress, trying to continue to get better. We want to try to maintain the edge that we had, and want our defense to still go out and play well, and which they did. And it was a great opportunity by Blake to jump on the ball. Fortunately, Pleasant had the snap issues, and we were able to take advantage of it.
All right. Pleasant with 180 yards of offense. Usually that's pretty good if you can hold it.
Absolutely, yes, 100%. We're certainly happy with the defensive performance. It's just crazy on the flip side of that how poorly we did from an offensive standpoint.
And so when you get them 140 yards and win 23-6,
yeah.
God bless the special teams.
That's it. That's what it comes down to. It's a third of the game, and we try to spend a lot of time on it. Now, again, some of that stuff was gift wrapped to us, but the kickoff return to start the half was a big explosive play that we needed.
Cody Allen, 10 of 17, no picks, 79 yards, probably a little below what we expected him. But in this particular game, it was enough to make it work. And he didn't make any mistakes as far as putting the ball in the other guy's hands.
We didn't turn the ball over, which was critical. Kobe did a nice job protecting the football. He had a key third down conversion late in the game on a throw. And as an entire group on our offense side of the ball, we got to get better. It's just we have to buy into getting better. We're going to do our job to the best of our ability, and enjoy every single day the opportunity to get better.
All right, we've got a lot of young men around the table here, all seniors. Brian Crabtree?
Yep.
Brian Crabtree is a senior, a middle linebacker and fullback. Alan Houston, a senior offensive line. Aaron Cobra, a senior tight end and D-line. And Skylor Lohr is also a senior on the defensive line. We got Brian up first, and Brian, talk to me a little bit about being a middle linebacker and fullback with the Wynford Royals. Looks like you got some pretty good size there, and might be able to do some, at least as a running back, plowing over the middle. Is that what your major role is?
No, it's mostly just blocking.
Really?
For our main running back, Kendall, and on defense,
They ever put the ball in your hands?
No.
Never.
Just blocking.
So you're basically an offensive lineman in the backfield then, right?
Yep, pretty
All
much.
right. All right. So are you going to be surprised if they call your number someday?
Yeah, I'd probably be a little surprised, but
All right. But that's not your job, huh?
No.
So being a fullback and which is a blocking back and a middle linebacker, probably a lot of the same effort goes into both sides of the ball. Is that fair to say?
Yep, that's exactly right. You got to put effort on both sides of the ball, no matter what position you play.
But you're doing almost identically the same thing on the offensive and defensive line. So does being a middle linebacker help you be a better fullback, blocking back?
Middle linebacker, it kind of does with hitting and wrapping up, other than when you're blocking, you don't wrap up. you know.
If you could only play one of those two positions, which one would it be? And I'm going to guess what you're going to say. Go ahead.
It would most likely be middle linebacker.
There you go. You dream about tearing people in two, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. All right. Job well done, young man. Thank you so much for sharing some time with us. Alan Houston, offensive lineman. You look like an offensive lineman, brother. You were here last year, weren't you?
No,
No?
first year playing for us.
Okay. All right. Alan, so must have been your little brother or something. Some other good-looking guy. Talk about being an offensive lineman. How did you, become an offensive lineman?
I just joined the team and
This is your first year playing football?
Yeah.
Yep.
What happened, buddy?
my mom wouldn't let me ever play since 5th grade. She's
Really?
Because I get hurt. And then
Your mother and my mother must have been sisters. I had the same crap going on with my mom. She wouldn't let me play either, although it was a big difference between you and I. You're good, and I wasn't. I wasn't that good. But she was really concerned. So how'd you get rid of your mom?
well, my buddy Micah, she was like, "Oh, he's tiny, so he must be getting hurt all the time." He was like, "No, you should let him play."
Yeah.
And then
So Micah talked her into it, huh?
you know,
So you came out. So how much are you getting to play a lot?
not as much.
Not as much as you want to, but you're getting better.
Yeah.
So
Every day you just gotta work hard.
you just got to work hard and get into the groove of the thing, huh? It's important for you to play. You always wanted to play then, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you're playing right now, and I hope it goes well for you, and you get a little bit of time on the field, okay? All right, buddy, thanks for coming by. Aaron Cover's also a senior, tight end and defensive line, another pretty good-sized fella. Talk to me a little bit about being a tight end and a D lineman.
Well, it's
Is there any similarities to the position at all? I mean, I don't think most people would think that there was, but there probably is a little bit.
no, not really. Tight end, you basically just got to be a bigger person that can help block for.
Okay, well, so you're blocking, and but as a tight end, do you ever get the ball in your hands?
We do run routes, and
Mm-hmm.
so
Have they hit you yet this year?
Yeah.
They have. Okay, good. So you got the tight end position, but you do a lot of blocking. Then on the other side of the line, defensive line, you got to be doing making some hits as well.
Yeah.
So is there a similarity there?
Yeah.
All right. Talk to me about your goals for the rest of this year, team and individual. Team first, because I know you never have individual goals.
Team goals, I would say we just got to keep working hard at practice to improve so we can have a good season and hopefully win some games. And then personally, I am just hoping to get better at what I have to do and help my team out.
Very good. Thanks for coming by, buddy. And finally, we got Skylor Lohr here, defensive lineman. And Skylor, you're probably going to be the point guard of the basketball team too this year, right? Don't think so, huh? All right. Skylor is a pretty good-sized fella, defensive lineman. Talk to me a little bit about the D line and a little bit about how you and your D line is going to get a little bit better this year.
I feel like the D line is definitely a position that I excel at, and the D line is. I feel like as a whole, the D line is just where I want to be. We have our ups and downs, but I feel like we have a lot more ups than we do downs, and when we do have our downs, we just got to come back from that. The goals I have on the D line is just become a better player, become more explosive, off the ball, more physical, and as coaches would say, become that D line dog that I need to be.
All right. In order for you to be a successful D line, you got to sometimes anticipate, so you get that quick start.
Yes, sir.
Is that a difficult thing to do? Because every once in a while that guy in the striped shirt throws a flag at you if you anticipate a skosh early.
Yeah, it is difficult because you got so many things going on at once that you need to see, and you got so many players that coming right at you, and you gotta.
And they know what the snap is, and they're supposed to at least know what the snap is. You don't.
I feel like throughout the game, I get that
Cadence?
cadence, sense of urgency of what's going to happen, and it becomes a thing to me knowing what I got to do.
All right, very good job, buddy. You did a great job. I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to be back. I'm going to talk to Coach about Lucas, right?
Yep.
Lucas coming up. They're a team that used to be kind of the doormat of the N10. Guys, that's not the case anymore. When you guys are little guys, and Lucas was in the N10, everybody beat Lucas. That doesn't happen anymore. We'll be back in just a second. Our show brought to you in part tonight by Vince Ponziani and everybody at Waycraft Industries, Rod Steiger at Pizza Hut Bucyrus, Galleon, host of the show since 1992. We want to remind everybody that next week the show will be on Tuesday evening, and we're 90% sure we're going to be back at Pizza Hut in Bucyrus. Show also brought to you by the Burkhardt family at Burkhardt Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette Winchester Road. Also by Lee Plamel and Brad Seibert, the Plamel Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Galleon. Also, Hannah Newton at Wendy's, downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center in Bucyrus. Blythe Greeley, Todd McDougal at Freely and Company Insurance in Washington. Ted Coder, Monarch Body Shop up in Ditchtown. Mike Kleinhead at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, Miriam, and Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center. Coach Gabe Helbert rejoins us right now. And Coach, is that fair what I said about Lucas? I mean, I can remember back 10, 12 years ago, everybody beat Lucas.
Yeah, I think at that point in time in the NCC, they were kind of more up and down. In 2006, they had an excellent team. I remember they came to our place undefeated. So they had some success, but it wasn't sustained. It wasn't what they have now, where it's year in, year out consistent. You see consistent effort. They always had talent. Lucas kids were always very athletic. There were certain kids that really stood out to you on film. Even back to, my first time here in 04. They beat us in 04 at home. I think we won 50 or 69 of our next 70 games after that, which was kind of a wild situation. But that was our last league loss until 2012. So they did have their ups and downs at that time. But now with Coach Spittler and what they've done, the program that they have developed, it's extremely impressive. It's extremely impressive.
What do we know about Lucas right now? What do we expect?
Well, number one, they're very well coached. They're very well coached across the board. You see it on offense, you see it in defense, and you see it special teams wise. Their kids love to play football. There's an excitement. You can see the passion that they play with. You can see the energy, the physicality. With their style of offense, it takes a certain buy-in. What they do, you don't see on Saturdays or Sundays. So it's not quote unquote sexy, but it's effective. What they do is very good. They're very good at it, and they've committed to it, and they've built their program around that. So they've kind of had that consistent, plug-in kid the very next year, and they don't, they just reload, which is impressive.
Are we going to see them run more than pass more than run, 50-50, or do they just take what their defense gives them?
Oh, they're going to get into double wing, double tight, and run it down your throat until you stop them. I mean, they have no issue. They'll do that from start to finish and have no problem doing it, and they're extremely effective at it. I mean, they are going to do what they do. It's our job to try to get them out of that. We have to get them off schedule. We have to try to get them out of rhythm with what they're typically used to doing. Teams that have had success against them have been able to do that. A lot of teams haven't had success. You've seen what they've done since really 2014. So it's a major challenge because they're an excellent football team.
Keys to success?
We got to try to sustain the line of scrimmage to a certain degree. We can't allow 4 and 5 yard gains. That's what they're looking for, and they'll take them. 4 and 5 yard gains, then they kind of lull you to sleep to a play action pass, or they're patient enough that they hit a seam with a back who's fast. Got to try to eliminate that. You say eliminate the explosive play, but at the same point in time, they will just 4 and 5 yards up and down the field if you allow them, which is going to really limit your offensive possessions. So it's going to, line of scrimmage is critically important. We have to protect the football and the opportunities we have offensively, and again, we got to be very sound in special teams.
And probably sound as far as the turnover ratio goes.
Yeah, hopefully we can.
You're not going to get that again.
Correct. Yeah, hopefully we can take advantage if they do have some turnovers, but at the same point in time, we have to protect the football.
Very good. Coach, thank you so much for sharing some time. Gentlemen, you guys did a great job. Next week it's Tuesday evening. 90% sure it's going to be at Pizza Hut. Just count on Pizza Hut unless I call you, all right?
Sounds good. Thank
all
you.
Right. We're going to be right back with the Buckeye Central part of the show. We're coming up in just one moment.